Wendy writes, I'm curious if you often think of a subject before you start to journal.
No.
No.
That's done. Next.
We hope you liked this video.
Yeah. See you again in the next video.
That was too easy.
No, I mean I have themes that
Yes.
I work with, which I think is really nice because it gives you a kind of it gives you a playground within which to play, rather than kind of like, what am I going to draw today?
Yes.
A bird or a flower or a house, you know?
Yeah.
So I've got these themes that I explore, but it's not like I start thinking, oh, I'm going to draw a girl with some horns. I don't think that. But I do know that I'm probably going to be drawing a girl. I think that's about as far as I plan things.
I have the same, because I don't really have one subject that I'm going to decide to create something with. I also have themes. So I often make these dolls, and often I use floral patterns, and I often draw buildings, especially tiny churches or towers or just building blocks. And I often use scribbly words there. Mm-hmm. So they're just...
You've got your ingredients,
yes.
basically, but you don't necessarily know in advance that you're going to use them, or how you're going to use them, or what it's going to look like when it's finished.
And often I use them, but then it's a different combination every time. It just comes together as you go.
Yeah, that's the same for me.
Well, even though we just both said no,
yeah.
we still could give a good answer, I think.
Mm.
So it's more, instead of one subject, we have main themes that keep on returning in our journal pages.
And I think that's also how you decide that your journaling process is. Like, is your journaling process sitting down and saying, I'm going to paint a pretty picture of this, or I've got this scene in my head and I'm going to translate it onto the page? Or the way that I journal is, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to express my feelings and my thoughts with the paints and the pencils and everything that's in front of me, and then it's going to just surprise me what comes out. That's my process, and that process does not require me, that process actually prefers me not to think of something beforehand, because it's freer that way and it surprises me that way, and the stuff comes out that ends up coming out.
For me, it's also that I tend to get really obsessed with a certain subject, to talk in subjects. For a pretty long time already, I'm quite obsessed with drawing dolls. That's just something that I've been doing for years, and I will probably continue doing. But at the moment, I'm really obsessed with folk art floral patterns.
Yeah.
And you see that on my pages everywhere. But I've, at the moment, not so much anymore the buildings, but that's something that's continue coming back.
Yeah,
and now recently I visited the exhibition about masks, and I really love masks. I've been using the theme of a mask in earlier works as well, but now that I've seen that exhibition, I'm really like, I have so many ideas to use masks, so they'll just probably keep on popping in my journal pages the next few months.
And that's nice. That's nice to explore these obsessions in your journal. That's a really it's a comforting thing. It's fun.
Yes, and that makes it fun.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to decide on a subject every time. Like, what am I going to paint today? Because it's probably going to be dolls with a mask for quite a while. Yeah. So
it's a certain sense of freedom actually to not decide.
Yeah.
Although it can be scary if you're just getting started.
So yes, thank you so much for that question, Wendy. We really appreciate it. We hope you liked this answer and this video, and
see you again in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.